great.
While most clinicians will tell you that if you are in stage 4 or 5, there is nothing to do to avoid ESRF, science says the opposite. Many studies are proving that you can improve your GFR in all the stages. And I'm not talking about just slowing down your declining GFR. I'm talking about a real improvement here. The study I'm referring to was published in the journal PLOS ONE, by the way, a leading scientific publication. This research involved more than 400 people, stage 2 to 5, and lasted more than 8 stage 2 to 5, and 62 participants were able to improve even if they were in stage 4 or 5. Now, that's not 90% of participants, it's just 15.3%. But do you know, there is a way you can have 90% chance of being among those that improve? There is a proven strategy to make that happen. That's what we are going to do in today's video. Yes, while there is no magic pill, today we will see what really makes a difference. We will see 5 steps that anyone can follow and that will give you the best chance possible at an improvement, no matter the stage you are in. Let's do this now. First step, use GSE extract, especially if diabetic. Science is actually proving what once seemed impossible. The small seeds you discard every time you eat grapes may be one of the most promising ways to stop or even reverse CRF progression. A very recent study conducted on people in stage 3 and 4 titled as follows. And while this is not the first time we see GSE in action, the results were astonishing. GSF, which is grapeseed flour, clearly improved the main function biomarkers as GFR, proteinuria, pressure, oxidative stress, and inflammation. GSF specifically halted and even reversed the progression of diabetic nephropathy, a major cause of CRF. This trial was conducted on 30 participants and it was placebo-controlled. The participants of the study being given the supplement had a very significant improvement in GFR, at the point that some of them reversed the progression of the disease. In a previous study done on 23 CRF sufferers, all in stage 2 to 4 of CRF, GFR of participants had a huge increase in just 6 months of taking GSE. Their GFR jumped from 36.74 on average to 43.62. This is a decrease in creatinine levels of 18.70% in just 6 months. Incredible! Researchers believe that this supplement has anti-inflammatory and antioxidant properties so powerful it can effectively fight the decline in GFR in all the stages. Now, this supplement is more commonly used in people suffering from swelling today. GSE is often used to treat swelling thanks to its ability to improve arterial flow. It also fights hypertension. In a different study, taking 300 milligrams of GSE daily lowered systolic pressure by 5.6% and diastolic pressure by 4.7% after just 6 weeks. But most importantly, it can reliably lower creatinine levels and improve GFR. Grapeseed extract or GSE is a supplement made by removing, drying, and pulverizing the bitter tasting seeds of grapes. While in the first study I mentioned what was used was grapeseed flour, you are more likely to find GSE grapeseed extract on the market. What you will usually find is 20:1 grapeseed extract. This extract is 20 times more powerful than the powder. This means that you only need to take around 300 milligrams a day to get a result. Obviously, consult your primary healthcare provider before trying it. However, this supplement is safe. It's pretty commonly used in Europe already, especially to protect the heart. And that was our first step, a very powerful supplement that's going to make a difference with T2D, hypertension, and that has been shown capable of reversing the decline of GFR. Now guys, at this point you may ask, if it was so simple to just, reverse the decline of GFR, wouldn't everyone be doing it? Well, the problem is that it's not simple at all. People in these studies are usually selected because they have no comorbidities, they have no complications, they have no nutrient deficiencies. This is why they can reach these astounding results. They can reverse the decline of GFR and lower their creatinine by 18.70% in just 6 months, just by taking one supplement. And I believe we can achieve that. We can become part of the select group of CRF sufferers that can have a huge improvement in GFR. To do this, we also want to take care of any complication or deficiency. Let's start by Step 2. Keep your vitamin levels under control. It's incredibly alarming that today about 80% of people with kidney problems have one or more vitamin deficiencies. Even worse, the most common deficiency, which is vitamin D, is directly listed as a cause of inflammation, oxidative stress, thrombosis, and hypertension. This in turn will cause GFR decline to progress faster. It's superfluous to say that we absolutely need to avoid this. So make sure your vitamin D levels are in the right range. Make sure you are testing for that. The 25-hydroxyvitamin D test is the most accurate way to measure how much vitamin D is in your body. With vitamin D, anything below 30 nanograms per milliliter is considered insufficient or borderline deficient. Now, vitamin D is not the easiest to supplement. For some people, just taking around 2000 IU of vitamin D per day, coupled with 100 milligrams vitamin K2 and, of course, some magnesium, seems to do the trick. Others, especially those in the more advanced stages, will need calcitriol. This is a prescription-only activated form of vitamin D. Obviously, consult your nephrologist if your levels are not in the right range or if you need to supplement this essential nutrient. Now, while vitamin D is the most common deficiency, it's not the only one. Vitamin C is also something you should supplement, as most of the vitamins of the B group. Guys, if you want to know more about these vitamins, my video up here is for you. And by the way, if I point my finger up there and you don't see the pop-up, don't worry, all the links are also in description. Now, we have seen the reason why you need vitamin D. A deficiency can cause GFR decline to progress faster. But do you know why you also need B vitamins? A deficiency in these vitamins, also unfortunately common, has been linked to the most dangerous complication. Taking care of it is going to be our next step. Next step, maybe even more important. Take care of the most underestimated complication. This is a complication around 7 out of 10 CRF sufferers have, mostly without knowing about it. Mostly without getting it under control. And it makes your GFR decline faster. It makes you risk your life. I'm talking about Step 3. Take care of anemia. Guys, lately I've been trying to raise the awareness about anemia, and I will keep doing it. Recent statistic brought out a very concerning number. Up to 72.8% of those with CRF also have iron deficiency anemia. And that's a staggering amount of people. And the biggest problem is that, according to studies, only 4% of people with this problem are receiving the appropriate attention. Now, let me be very clear on this. If you have anemia and you don't take care of it, there is no way you are going to reverse the decline of GFR. You need to know if you have anemia and you need to solve this issue if you want to avoid ESRF. So, first thing you want to do, if you are not sure yet, is to make sure you are receiving regular tests for iron levels. Make sure you are doing this regularly. It can make all the difference. And if you actually have anemia, make sure you are keeping it under control. And I've explained how to do this in my video up here. Watch it now if you miss it. The next step now, There is another very common complication you need to address if you want to have a 90% chance of success. Step 4. Take care of metabolic acidosis. Okay, this is the last very serious complication we need to address to have success. Metabolic acidosis is also very common and can lead to a faster decline in GFR. This is a vicious circle. When GFR is reduced, people often have even more difficulty maintaining proper acid-base balance in the body, which can lead to a buildup of acid in the blood. And this is the definition of metabolic acidosis. This complication is so common and so damaging that in literature there is evidence of people reversing the decline of GFR just by taking care of metabolic acidosis. So question, how do you know if you have metabolic acidosis? People with metabolic acidosis often have nausea, vomiting, and fatigue, but if you are seeing these signs, it means the complication has progressed already. And you absolutely want to avoid that. Don't let this happen to you. If you have CRF, it's important to keep your CO2 levels under control to avoid a fast progression of the disease. There is a test called CO2 test that's used to do just that. The normal range is 23 to 29 milliequivalents per liter. Anything outside this range means you need to take action. And by the way, not all nephrologists give these tests regularly. So you need to make sure you are being tested and that you are receiving the appropriate treatment if you need to. A question now, how can you have a 90% chance of success rate in reversing the decline of GFR? Not every single kidney disease patient is always going to be able to, avoid ESRF. But it's clear that science tells us that avoiding ESRF is possible and that you can do it no matter the stage you are in. And you know what can make all the difference between being able to improve or ending up in RRT? Getting informed, putting your health in first place. This is why when you combine the tips I show you in my videos, you will have a huge chance of success with your health. And the reason is because now you are putting your well-being in first place. You are giving your body all the importance it deserves, which is something almost no one ever does. Really. Yes, this is what gives you 90% chance of success. But if you think these tips are not enough for you, well, you still haven't seen the most important step you can follow to reverse GFR decline. So time now for one of the most significant advancements in the field of nephrology of the last years. Step 5. The VLPD. Okay guys, I've been advocating the VLPD for what feels like forever now. And eventually in 2020, I was proven right. Today's guideline says that every single CRF sufferer must avoid protein at all costs. So while in the past avoiding protein was just my advice, today it is the rule. The current guideline, the rule book nephrologists must follow, says that you need to limit protein intake now. Not every clinician applies it today, however, but I know that avoiding protein will eventually become common practice in the future. What they will have to tell people in all the stages now is that they must stop eating meat, poultry, fish, and cheese, no matter if they have diabetes or if they don't, no matter the stage they are in. Because that's what you need to slow down and maybe reverse the decline of your GFR. So if you are already following an eating plan which is low or very low in protein, congratulations! It's not easy to keep protein intake under control, but it must be done. If you still aren't and you are serious about improving your GFR, please get informed about this cornerstone of nutrition, the low protein diet. And I've talked about it in my video up here. And this is all for today. Thank you for watching. God bless.